I actually came to the bridge in part because I was coming out. There were no school resources available like there might have been in like some of the inner city schools. Fortunately, we had a couple of deans and teachers at our school who had done a little research and helped find us a group that the bridge hosted, which was called So What If I Am. We were kind of an eclectic group of people, but all dealing with that same unifying issue. I think what was most helpful about coming to the bridge was basically the confidence that I gained. When my parents found out and stuff like that, I feel like I was better equipped to handle the situation. Their initial response was to give me 2 weeks to get out of the house. Having gone through the bridge and sharing those experiences with people really allowed me, or gave me the tools to talk with my parents, and I'm really proud of how I handled myself when that whole situation went down, and that was at 18.
That I was wrong. I don't know why I took so long.
The reason I left my home at the age of 15 was my dad was an alcoholic, and I did not get along with him for a lot of reasons that originated from that. I called the Bridge Collect actually from a payphone, and they took my call with no problem at all, which was great. It put me at ease right away. When I first arrived at the bridge, I was met by a very caring person. She actually just gave me a hug because I don't know if she could tell I needed it. Even though I left home voluntarily to escape what I felt like was a bad situation for me, I wanted it to change so that I could go back home initially. And then when I found out that that was not going to happen, it upset me, and I sort of rebelled and didn't want to follow the program rules and whatnot. And so I chose to leave, but no matter how many times I did that, the bridge did always let me come back. They had different things that they would try to do to motivate you to choose to do the right thing, and they would not give up on you. They just help you feel good about yourself, and they actually treat you like a human being, and they treat you like an equal, somebody that deserves the same respect as everybody else.
I was sent out here for drug treatment, and I didn't agree with the aftercare plans they had for me, so being a rebellious kid, I took off. Being 1,300 miles away from home, I didn't know what I was going to do. It was a struggle. It was a daily struggle. I remember days where I would sit, and as the sun went down, feel this pit in my stomach start to rumble as I thought about, I don't have a place to stay for the night. I had one friend that I met in treatment, and I called her up, and she told me about you guys, and luckily it was just down the road from my treatment facility. So I ended up here at about 10 o'clock at night, scared, alone in a city that I was not familiar with. The time at the bridge was relatively short. It was only for one night. There was actually a capacity problem. They actually put me on a pull-out bed or pull-out sofa. But that night gave me the ability to figure out my options without having to be concerned for my safety. Gave me a roof over my head. It was a safe place to be for a night. And I think that's important, I guess, to anybody, but especially kids. They have to know somebody's out there, and that's something that they matter.
I was 15 years old when I first came to the bridge. I didn't know that I was pregnant at the time. And I was just really going through just all kinds of things, not wanting to be at home, just being with an abusive boyfriend. Ultimately, what brought me here to the bridge, though, was, not feeling heard. The bridge is a place where young people can be heard. And that's so important because young people don't feel like that. And so to have a place where they can go and feel safe and they can talk about whatever. Since I was a client here, I worked here. That was an important part about being a staff here. Just knowing that the kids felt safe enough to tell their stories and what was going on with them. And they did. They told their stories and, they felt free to share. I feel like everybody I encounter in social services should get a piece of the bridge. It's one of the best organizations that I've ever worked for.
Too much time is slipping away. You all alone, what you wanted to say.